Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for the GPP price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. And starting on the weekly chart here, we have a potential leading diagonal toward the downside 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. It can be, of course, a kind of like a wave 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Of course, it can be as well A, B, and a C. Now, it can be as well that the market has found a new psychology at this area for the GPP, and we're moving toward the upside since this is the lowest low for the GPP on the all-time history. Basically, I'm looking here at a potential 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5 toward the upside. Now, in case we are in a 1, 2, you would like to see, of course, a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, for a wave 3 to overshoot, of course, the 1 to 1 fib level, because you don't want to see, of course, an ABC here, because this case scenario will bring us back down, of course, for something lower to take the low, which it might, of course, let this GPP here unfold as an ABC or 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Currently, if we have a 1, 2 here, you would like to see simply overshooting the 1.51 for a wave 3 and then 4, 5 toward the upside. So those are the highest possibility, of course, on the all-time history. Let's get inside it, of course, to see what's going on and get much more answers for the next price action. So basically, in the low here, we start to see, of course, some higher prices. I would like to check just the history. Yes, this is the lowest low here, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Toward the upside, we see, of course, a complete impulse where you see, of course, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for wave 1, correction for wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, no invalidation, no interfering with zone 1, wave 5 given for wave 3, so it is perfect. ABC expanding flat for a wave 4, no interfering again with the zone 1. So perfect impulse, I would say, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finishing wave 5. Very extended wave 5. Currently, we see, of course, a correction after it, where it was supposed to hit, of course, at least the 0.38 fib level here. And that because, of course, in case you have finished a wave 1, you're looking for a wave 2. Your wave 2 has to hit the minimum target 0.38, and of course it's a guideline here. It is very shallow wave 2, so basically if we have finished here a 1, 2 and looking for higher, that has higher potential to be a wave B, and that means, of course, it adds some possibility here as ABC. So we have to be careful with it, of course, in case we see higher prices. But we still have, of course, the potential of a wave 1, 2 here finishing, where you see, of course, a 3 ways toward the downside for a wave A, and you are looking, of course, for a wave B toward the upside as an expanding flat. Currently, we are in the perfect targets for an expanding flat as A, B, and a C. In an expanding flat, you would like to see, of course, the price taking the high and, of course, hitting between the 1.23, 1.38, exactly as we are looking right now. And it looks like an ABC zigzag 3 ways, which is a perfect. And then moving impulsively toward the downside for a wave C here to finish potentially a wave 2 between the 0.38 and 0.5. If we overshoot the 1.38, therefore you have to make sure that you are, of course, in a wave B here. You are looking for a massive wave C toward the upside. You're unfolding an impulse, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very bullish, but at the end, it's gonna end up, of course, as a corrective wave, ABC, which is gonna, of course, drop down later on, of course, again to lower parts. So basically, this is what I'm looking for as highest possibility is, of course, that it is an expanding flat wave B, where we are looking here at an impulse for a wave C in A, B, and a C 3 ways to finish, of course, an expanding flat and moving toward the downside. So probably with this next week, we might see a little bit higher, hitting the 1.35, 1.38, and then, of course, moving toward the downside, of course, for the 0.38 fib level, 1.29, and then, of course, moving again, of course, for higher in a massive wave 3 and explosive wave, impulsive wave as well towards the upside. So we're gonna see, of course, the targets for this correction, or I would say for this trend toward the upside on the daily. is given as the following. You would like to hit, of course, at least the 1 to 1 level as a zigzag, but if you are impulsive, you would like to see the 1.7 given for a wave 3 here. So the targets for the GPP in any case scenario can be, of course, hitting between the 1.5 and 1.7 for the next weeks as well, of course, and we're gonna see this as an impulse in all case scenarios. That was it for the GPP. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.